In this video, we're gonna talk about all the types of defenses in Diablo 4. And in the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you guys what is the best defense for your character. Let's start with armor. One of the main defenses in the game is armor. Armor will reduce the physical damage taken, and it also reduces by half of that value all element damage that you take. For example, if your armor gives you 40% physical damage reduction, then it also gives you 20% element damage reduction. The main sources for armor are your equipments like helmet, chest, gloves, pants, boots, and stats. For every 1 point of strength you get 1 point of armor, and for every 1 point of armor you get 0.045% physical damage reduction at early levels. That means that at early levels, if you have 1000 point of armor, you have 45% physical damage reduction. As you level up, the amount of physical damage reduction added per point of armor is gradually reduced. What that means is you will accumulate faster in the beginning of the game a higher amount of physical damage reduction, but as you reach closer to the end game, it's going to become much harder to increase your physical damage reduction, and that is why you need to know all the other types of defenses available in the game. So let's talk about element resistance. Element resistance reduces all the element damage taken by the character. There are 5 elements in Diablo 4. They are fire, cold, electricity, poison, and shadow. The element resistances, they stack multiplicatively. That means that if you have 20% fire resistance and you get an item with a plus 10% fire resistance affix, then your total fire resistance becomes 22 instead of 30%. Higher world tiers will give penalties to element resistances. From world tier 2 to world tier 3, you get minus 20% element resistance penalty. From world tier 3 to world tier 4, you get minus 40% element resistance penalty. This means you have to continuously work on increasing your element resistances as you progress towards the end game. Now, let's talk about damage reduction. We have seen that there's physical damage reduction and element damage reduction, but there's also a stat in the game that is only called damage reduction. And what that means is that stat reduces all types of damage, making it one of the most important stats in the game. Just like element resistances, damage reduction stacks multiplicatively, and you will find it in skills, active skills, passive skills, and affixes throughout the game. Now, let's understand the other type of defenses that we have available for us, because the closer you get to the end game, the more you need to invest in different ways to defend yourself. Let's talk about barrier. Barrier is like a magic shield with a mechanic similar to life. Your life points are only deducted after the barrier is fully depleted. Barrier scales with life and has a time duration. Some sorcerer skills can add barrier, like ice armor, deep freeze, protection, and you can also get barrier from item affixes and from legendary aspects like Aspect of the Protector. Now let's talk about dodge. Dodge is the ability to make the enemy miss you, and as he misses you, you avoid all damage and status effects. Dodge also stacks multiplicatively. Every class gets 0.025% dodge chance per 1 point of dexterity. You can also get dodge chance as an affix on items, and rogues get dodge on the passive agile. Now, Fortify. Fortify is a defensive mechanic available to druids and barbarians that allows them to reduce damage taken. Some skills, passives, and legendary aspects can increase your Fortify. Fortified characters take 10% reduced damage. You become fortified when you have more fortified than your current life, and you stay fortified until all that fortify is depleted. And last but not least, let's talk about life. What other better way to increase your survivability than having loads of life points? This, of course, is the most important stat in the game. Without it, you're dead. And because of that, there are many ways to increase your maximum life, found in many varied skills, active and passive affixes, and even in the Altar of Lilith. But you can also restore your life. The most basic way to restore your life is using life potions. In Diablo 4, life potions will restore a percentage of your max life instantly and another part gradually over 3 seconds. How much is restored depends on the level of the potion you use. Life can also regenerate over time, and you can also absorb life from killing mobs if you have the ability to do so, which is granted by the affix plus life on kill. heal. You can also find healing wells in dungeons and NPCs that will heal you in towns. Now, as promised, I'm gonna share with you guys a secret. The best defense in Diablo 4. And the best defense in Diablo 4 is a good offense. That's right. So make sure you check all my videos on Diablo 4 so you learn how to kill monsters before they can even reach you. See you next time. Peace!